Welcome to this audiobook summary of the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Imagine how free you would feel if you finally stopped wasting your energy trying to control what other people think, say, or do. Imagine how light your life would feel if you finally let go, truly let go, of all the noise that doesn't serve you. That's the heartbeat of Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory. At its core, Let Them is simple, but its impact is seismic. It's not about giving up or being passive. It's about choosing yourself, about protecting your energy like the precious, non-renewable resource that it is. It's about learning that you don't have to engage with every opinion, every drama, every expectation that gets thrown your way. You can simply let them. As Mel Robbins puts it, the Let Them Theory is the tool that will free you from the exhausting treadmill of trying to manage other people's emotions, expectations, and approval. This isn't just an idea, it's a radical reframe of how you live your life. It challenges you to stop clinging, stop fixing, stop chasing, and start trusting yourself. It's a permission slip to step into your authentic self without apology. And the most beautiful part? Anyone can do it. You can do it. This theory has taken the world by storm because it's so deeply needed. In an age of hyperconnectivity, comparison, and people-pleasing, Mel Robbins hands us a lifeline back to inner peace. You're not here to live your life for anyone else. You're not here to micromanage everyone around you. You're here to be you, wildly, bravely, unapologetically. Let them think what they want. Let them walk away. Let them underestimate you. Let them. It's time to change the game. Not by fighting harder, but by letting go. What is the Let Them Theory? At first glance, let them sounds almost too simple. Let them what? Let them act however they want. Let them believe whatever they believe. Let them misunderstand you. Let them be wrong about you. It's an invitation to stop taking ownership of other people's behavior. To stop personalizing everything. To stop feeling responsible for fixing, convincing, managing, or explaining yourself. Mel Robbins says, when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you reclaim your peace, your focus, and your life. Think about how often we burn ourselves out trying to manage perceptions. You work overtime to get your boss to see your value. You chase after a partner who's drifting away. You explain yourself over and over again to someone who refuses to understand. You bend over backward to please friends who still complain. You bite your tongue to keep the peace at family gatherings. All of that effort, all that emotional labor, it drains you. And worst of all, it rarely even works. People are going to think, feel, and act however they want, no matter how much you try to influence it. That's why Mel's advice cuts so deeply. Let them. When someone cancels plans last minute, let them. When someone criticizes your choices, let them. When someone decides to walk away, let them. When someone talks behind your back, let them. Their behavior says everything about them and nothing about you. Your peace is too precious to be gambled away on things you can't control. The Let Them Theory is not about being passive, it's about being powerful. It's about consciously deciding where your energy goes, and refusing to waste it on things that are not your responsibility. You are not here to be everyone's favorite. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are not here to manage everyone's happiness. You're here to live your own life. Core concepts of the Let Them Theory. When you dive deeper into Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory, you realize it's not just about 3 little words, it's about a whole new way of living. It's about freedom. It's about focus. It's about fierce self-trust. Here are the major pillars that make up the let them mindset. 1. You are not responsible for other people's feelings. This is where so many of us get stuck. We feel responsible for making sure everyone else is comfortable, happy, impressed, or proud of us. We tiptoe. We over-explain. We lose sleep over what someone might think. Mel Robbins pulls no punches here. You are not in charge of other people's emotions. You are only responsible for how you show up. Think about that for a second. You're responsible for your effort, your energy, your kindness, but not for how others receive it. That's their responsibility. If someone misunderstands you, let them. If someone gets upset because you said no, let them. If someone projects their own insecurities onto you, let them. Their reactions belong to them, not you. Once you fully embrace this, you unlock an incredible sense of peace. You stop overthinking every text message. You stop replaying conversations in your head. You stop trying to win approval you never needed in the first place. 2. People's opinions are not facts. Another massive shift Mel emphasizes is understanding that what people think about you is not objective truth. It's filtered through their experiences, their wounds, their expectations. She puts it bluntly. Other people's opinions are none of your business. This idea is so liberating because it means you don't have to internalize someone else's judgment. Their opinion is just that, an opinion, not a decree about your worth. If someone thinks you're too much, let them. If someone thinks you're not enough, let them. If someone doubts your dreams, let them. You do not need to fight, defend, or prove yourself. You just need to keep showing up for yourself, keep moving forward, keep trusting your path. You are not here to fit into a mold someone else created. You are here to become the fullest, fiercest version of yourself. 3. Rejection is redirection. When someone walks away, from a friendship, a relationship, a business opportunity, it's easy to take it personally. To feel abandoned. To think, what's wrong with me? But Mel reframes it powerfully. Rejection is not a reflection of your value. It's a redirection towards something better aligned for you. When you let people go, let them leave, let them change, let them choose differently, you create space for something that actually fits you. You make room for relationships and opportunities built on mutual respect and real connection. You don't have to grip, chase, or beg. You can let them, and trust that something better is already on its way. 4. Peace is the new success. In today's world, we're taught to hustle for more money, more followers, more recognition. But Mel Robbins reminds us that real success isn't about external achievements, it's about internal peace. You are successful the moment you choose your peace over pleasing others, she says. When you embrace the let them mindset, you reclaim your time, your focus, your mental clarity. You stop saying yes to things you hate just to keep people happy. You stop agreeing to plans that drain you. You stop being available to everyone but yourself. Peace isn't passive. Peace is powerful. Peace is the most radical success you can achieve. And it starts with letting them, whoever they are, do what they will, while you stay grounded in yourself. 5. Trust yourself unapologetically. At its core, the let them theory is about self-trust. It's about trusting your gut when it tells you to walk away. Trusting your instincts when they whisper, this isn't right for you. Trusting your worth even when others don't see it. Mel says, you know what's right for you. You don't need a committee's approval. You already know when a friendship feels one-sided. You already know when a relationship is suffocating your growth. You already know when a job is draining the life out of you. You don't need to run a poll. You don't need to explain yourself into exhaustion. You can simply know, and act accordingly. Let them think you're crazy. Let them think you're selfish. Let them think you're making a mistake. Your intuition is your compass. Follow it fiercely. Quick recap of core concepts. You are not responsible for other people's feelings. People's opinions are not facts. Rejection is redirection. Peace is the new success. Trust yourself without needing anyone's permission. Every time you start feeling the urge to defend yourself, convince someone, or chase validation, Mel invites you to breathe, pause, and whisper to yourself. Let them. Because your peace is worth it. Because your energy is sacred. Because your dreams deserve your full, undivided attention. Real-world examples and applications of the let them theory. It's one thing to understand the let them theory, it's another to actually live it. Real life gets messy. Emotions get loud. Habits run deep. But the magic happens when you take this simple phrase, let them, and start applying it to real moments, real relationships, real choices. Here's what it looks like in practice. 1. Letting friends be who they are. Imagine you're planning a birthday dinner. You invite a group of friends. Some RSVP with excitement. Some are slow to respond. One cancels last minute. Another shows up late, distracted, barely acknowledging you. Old you. You might have spiraled into hurt feelings, overthinking. Why didn't they prioritize me? Did I do something wrong? Should I bring it up? New you, armed with the let them theory. You take a deep breath and say, let them. Let them be busy. Let them have bad days. Let them prioritize other things. Friendship is about accepting people where they are, not where you wish they were, Mel Robbins reminds us. You stop attaching your self-worth to how other people show up. You release the need for it to look a certain way. You focus on enjoying the moment, however it unfolds. And maybe, if certain patterns keep showing you that someone doesn't value you, you let them fade out of your life, too. Gracefully. Without drama. 2. Letting family members have their opinions. Family can be the ultimate trigger. Maybe it's a parent who criticizes your career choice. A sibling who makes passive-aggressive comments about your life decisions. An aunt who lectures you about when you're supposed to get married, have kids, buy a house, live normally. Before the let them theory, these moments might have sent you reeling, defending, explaining, snapping, withdrawing. After embracing let them, you recognize, their opinions are based on their fears, their conditioning, their limited view of the world. You don't have to argue. You don't have to correct them. You don't have to seek their approval. Let them, you whisper internally with a smile. Let them think you're lost. Let them think you're wrong. Let them think you're unconventional. Because the truth is, you're not here to live their version of life. You're here to live yours. And their opinions don't need to touch your peace unless you invite them in. 3. Letting strangers judge you. One of the most subtle ways we lose energy every day is by worrying about strangers' opinions. You hesitate to post that photo because someone might roll their eyes. You hold back on speaking up in a meeting because you're scared of being judged. You tone down your dreams because someone might think you're too much. Mel Robbins calls it out. You're letting people you don't even know, people who don't pay your bills, love you, or support you, rent space in your mind for free. Why? When you embrace let them, you stop giving random opinions any weight. You free yourself to be seen, to be bold, to take up space without apology. You remind yourself. Let them roll their eyes. Let them misunderstand your ambition. Let them gossip. Meanwhile, you're too busy building your dreams, growing your confidence, and living your truth to notice. 4. Letting romantic partners show you who they are. Dating and relationships are another playground for the let them theory. When someone you're dating starts pulling away, gets flaky, or shows inconsistent effort, the temptation is to chase, to fix, to talk it out endlessly. But Mel Robbins teaches: when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Let them. If someone doesn't text back, let them. If someone isn't consistent, let them. If someone makes excuses, let them. Why? Because their behavior is information. Because you deserve love, respect, and consistency, without begging for it. You don't have to twist yourself into a pretzel trying to win someone over. You don't have to convince someone to value you. Let them act how they want, and you act accordingly. You either align naturally or you don't. No forcing. No chasing. No shrinking. 5. Letting opportunities fall away. Sometimes it's not people, it's opportunities. You didn't get the job offer. The project didn't take off. The publisher said no. The promotion went to someone else. Before let them. You might have spiraled into self-doubt, resentment, questioning everything. With let them. You trust. You say, if it wasn't meant for me, I let it go. I trust that what's mine will find me. Because rejection isn't failure, it's guidance. Because missed opportunities are often divine protection. Mel puts it beautifully. If it's meant for you, it will not miss you. And if it missed you, it wasn't meant for you. Let the opportunities that aren't aligned pass by. Focus your energy on staying ready, staying resilient, staying open. Real life is your practice ground for let them. When someone cuts you off in traffic, let them. When a coworker talks over you in a meeting, let them. When your ex stalks your social media, let them. When a random troll comments something nasty, let them. Every moment you choose to let them is a moment you choose peace over chaos, confidence over insecurity, growth over fear. You're not abandoning your boundaries. You're not suppressing your feelings. You're choosing to stop fighting battles that don't serve your highest self. You're choosing yourself. Fully, fiercely, finally. Why the let them theory works, the psychology behind it. At first glance, the let them theory seems almost too simple to be powerful. Just let them. That's it. But here's the truth. Simple doesn't mean shallow. Simple means effective. Underneath those two words lies deep psychological wisdom. Here's why let them can truly change your life, from a scientific and emotional standpoint. 1. It breaks the cycle of codependency. Many of us are raised to believe that love means pleasing people. That being good means keeping everyone happy. That we must constantly manage others' feelings, expectations, and perceptions of us. That's not love. That's codependency. Mel Robbins explains. You cannot control how someone else feels, and when you try, you lose yourself. When you adopt the let them mindset, you snap the chains of emotional enmeshment. You stop reacting to every emotional shift around you. You stand solid in your own center. Psychologists call this healthy detachment, the ability to care about people without trying to control them. It's a skill that creates healthier, more authentic relationships, because you're not pretending, overfunctioning, or abandoning yourself anymore. You're loving people without losing yourself. And that's real freedom. 2. It reduces anxiety and overthinking. Overthinking thrives on control. Your mind spins, replaying conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, crafting the perfect comeback. But the moment you say let them, you interrupt that cycle. Mel shares. Anxiety often comes from trying to control things you can't control. When you let them, you send a clear message to your nervous system. It's not my job to fix, chase, or force anything. You step out of survival mode. You breathe deeper. You relax your shoulders. You stop micromanaging life. Instead of burning energy trying to predict or prevent other people's reactions, you save it for the things that actually matter: your goals, your joy, your growth. 3. It shifts you from external validation to self-validation. Most of us spend years, even decades, chasing external validation. The praise from a parent. The approval from a boss. The admiration from strangers. But it's a bottomless pit. No amount is ever enough. Mel Robbins gets real about this. You will never feel truly confident if your sense of worth depends on other people's opinions. When you embrace let them, you make a radical shift. You stop basing your identity on outside voices. You start rooting your worth deep inside yourself. You learn to ask, what do I think about this? What feels true to me? What do I want, regardless of what others think? This shift rewires your brain. You strengthen the neural pathways of self-trust, self-approval, self-love. You become your own anchor, no matter how stormy the outside world gets. 4. It creates boundaries without conflict. One of the biggest myths about boundaries is that they have to be loud, dramatic, or confrontational. They don't. Boundaries can be silent. They can be calm. They can be you choosing differently without needing permission or validation. Mel says it perfectly. Sometimes the best boundary is silence and distance. When you let them, you're not issuing ultimatums. You're not arguing. You're not explaining yourself into exhaustion. You're simply observing. This person is showing me who they are. This situation is revealing itself. I can respond by adjusting my energy, my time, my availability. No big fight. No drawn-out drama. Just quiet, powerful shifts. 5. It strengthens your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't about controlling your emotions, it's about understanding them and choosing your response wisely. The let them theory trains your emotional muscles. Self-awareness, you notice when you're triggered, and pause before reacting. Self-regulation, you calm your nervous system instead of escalating conflict. Empathy, you allow others to have their own experiences without judgment or control. Social skills, you navigate relationships with grace instead of emotional reactivity. Over time, you become someone who can move through life with more ease, resilience, and groundedness. You become someone who doesn't just react to life, you respond to it, consciously and calmly. And that's real power. 6. It honors free will, theirs and yours. At its heart, let them is about respect. Respect for others' right to be who they are. Respect for your right to be who you are. You stop trying to script other people's behaviors. You stop trying to control outcomes. You allow everyone, including yourself, to live authentically. Mel Robbins reminds us. You're not responsible for saving anyone. You're responsible for saving yourself. You're not here to force your vision onto others. You're here to honor your vision for your own life, and trust that the right people, opportunities, and experiences will align with it naturally. You release control, and gain peace. You stop clinging, and start attracting. You move from force to flow. Bottom line. The let them theory works because it's aligned with deep psychological truths about human behavior, emotional health, and personal freedom. It's not just a strategy. It's a revolution of the heart. Every time you choose to let them, you choose peace over chaos. Self-trust over approval seeking. Freedom over fear. Expansion over contraction. You step closer to the life that's been waiting for you, bold, beautiful, unshakable. As Mel Robbins says, the most powerful version of you is the one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't force, but simply allows. And let them is how you become that version. Living the let them theory every day. At its core, the let them theory is about something much bigger than handling annoyances or avoiding drama. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be, before the world told you to shrink, to doubt, to people please. It's about coming home to yourself. Because here's the truth Mel Robbins reminds us again and again. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. When you embrace let them, you honor that relationship above all else. You stop outsourcing your happiness. You stop waiting for others to validate your worth. You stop letting their moods, their decisions, their judgments dictate how you feel. Instead, you step into radical self-trust. Living let them means living free. Freedom isn't about living a life with no problems. It's about living a life where other people's problems aren't your problems unless you choose them to be. When you let them, you stop trying to convince people to see your value, you know your value. You stop fighting for a seat at tables where you're not celebrated, you build your own table. You stop bending to fit into spaces that were never designed for you, you expand beyond them. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be authentic to yourself, Mel says. Letting life unfold without forcing it, puts you on a path of genuine peace. It's not passive. It's powerful. It's not giving up. It's leveling up. Every day is an invitation. Every single day, life will hand you invitations to practice let them. A rude comment from a stranger. Let them. A friend who flakes again. Let them. A boss who doesn't recognize your efforts. Let them. An ex who tries to stir up old drama. Let them. A critic who doubts your dreams. Let them. Every time, you get to choose. Will I waste my energy? Will I try to control the uncontrollable? Or will I rise above it, protect my peace, and stay focused on my path? With every small decision to let them, you are building emotional strength. You are reclaiming time, energy, and joy that used to leak out through endless overthinking and trying to fix the unfixable. You are becoming the kind of person who walks into any room, any situation, and radiates quiet, unshakable confidence. And trust me, that energy is magnetic. People will notice. Opportunities will notice. Life will notice. You are not for everyone, and that's a good thing. One of the most liberating lessons of the let them theory is this. You are not for everyone. And you don't have to be. Some people will misunderstand you. Some will judge you. Some will drift away. Let them. Because the ones who are meant for you, the true friends, the right partner, the supportive team, the aligned opportunities. They will never need convincing. They will see you. They will value you. They will align effortlessly with the real you. But first, you have to be brave enough to show up as that real you, unapologetically, fiercely, joyfully. Trust that what's meant for you cannot be taken. Another deep truth Mel Robbins drives home is this. What is meant for you will find you, and what isn't will fall away. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. You don't have to manipulate the timing, the outcome, or the journey. You can trust that life is unfolding for your highest good, even when it doesn't look like it in the moment. When something, or someone, leaves your life, let them. When doors close, let them. When plans fall apart, let them. Because sometimes, what feels like a loss is actually making space for something greater. You are being rerouted, not rejected. You are being protected, not punished. You are being aligned with your highest self, the one who is strong enough to trust, even in uncertainty. Final words: the life you deserve is on the other side of letting them. If you take one thing away from the let them theory, let it be this. You are enough. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to move forward, free, fearless, and full of life. Mel Robbins said it best. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You don't have to convince people to stay, to understand, to approve. You don't have to argue for your dreams. You don't have to make yourself smaller to fit into spaces that can't hold your greatness. You get to live boldly. You get to trust deeply. You get to rise higher than ever before. And every time you choose to let them, you rise a little more. So starting today, whenever life tests you, whenever old patterns try to pull you back into the chaos, take a deep breath. Smile to yourself. And say quietly, confidently, powerfully, let them. Because you have better things to do. Because you have a beautiful life to build. Because you have dreams too big, too bright, and too sacred to waste on anything less. Let them, and keep going.